they snuck in here and put the smart meter in. They said they've got every right to do these things.
That's Russell Irwin. He's an Orangeville, Ontario man fighting the imposition of a smart meter on his home. He said he didn't want it. He said he wants it removed, and it seems he's in a battle with the powers that be. Simon Kent joins us now from Toronto to talk about this. Simon, you've been interviewing Mr. Irwin a couple of times now. You've talked with him about this. What's the background on this? He doesn't want a smart meter, but the power company says you got to have one.
That's right. He used to have a standard analog meter, and there's a program in Ontario now, which is being followed in British Columbia as well, in BC, of the installation of personal smart meters on individual homes and businesses. He didn't want that. He was very happy with the former analog meter he had, and one Sunday they came round and knocked on his door and said, "We're here to install the meter." And he told them in very colourful language to go away. He didn't need this new meter. He was very happy with the old one, and he's got very specific reasons for not wanting the meter. Anyway, lo and behold, a couple of days later, he was making his way out of his house down his driveway, and he saw they installed the meter anyway. And he's mad as hell, and he's really going to fight Hydro One over this, because the whole idea of the electronic meters is to monitor what goes in your home, what appliances you use, how these appliances are used, what time of the day, because modern appliances have a microchip that enables this. He doesn't want any part of that. He says he's paid his bills for 40 years, but he stopped paying the bill until Hydro One comes back and puts the old meter up.
And they're going to be cutting him off tomorrow, is it?
Tomorrow night, yeah. Tomorrow.
So if he doesn't pay his bill in full, they'll cut him off, and he's refusing to pay the bill because he doesn't want the smart meter. Now, there's privacy concerns in this. A lot of people don't want the smart meters for that.
Yes.
Others don't want them for health concerns, whether those are legit or not.
He cited that.
I
He
don't
said
know.
that since the new meter went up, he didn't ask for it. He's had an increase in headaches. A lot of this is war service related. He was a tanker in the Second World War. He went ashore at Normandy. He then fought for the next 1.5 years until VE Day, fighting tyranny. And it looks like he went off seeking tyranny as a young man, drove a tank all through Europe, into Belgium, into the Netherlands, and then into Germany itself. In a way, tyranny's come back to find him now. But let me tell you this, I've spoken to this gentleman. He's a fighter. He's actually gone out. His family raised the money today to buy him a generator so he can go off grid, because he has no choice. We're coming into the winter months, and he can survive with his generator. But that's not the point. He makes a very specific point here. Under the accepted notions of British common law, your home was your castle. You could say who came into your home. You could say under what circumstances. And of course, outside of emergency services, if there's a fire or police are chasing a criminal, that's perfectly acceptable. But he makes the point, this is his home, this is where he lives, and they had no right to do this, and he's going to fight.
The Hydro One gave you a statement. I want to read off of that. It says, the Electricity Act, Section 40, and Hydro One's conditions of service permit us to maintain and replace our meter at a customer's premises. A customer does not need to be home for the installation to take place. I understand he's asked for those terms then to show me where I signed on to this, and they won't provide that.
You've got it in one, which to me seems to be a denial of natural justice. It's like a star chamber. Unless he can see the exact provisions of the law as it applies to him, how can he defend himself? How can he defend what he's doing? And some people might say he's tilting at windmills here, but I think a lot of people would applaud this very gutsy man who said, enough is enough, I'll stand up to you people. And this happened in BC about 12 months ago, and more people in BC stood up to these smart meters, and now there is a concession in BC where people can opt out. They pay a levy, which again to me is crazy. You pay a levy so that you don't have to accept a service. If you don't want the meter, then you pay extra, which to me is just plain nuts.
In Ottawa, I believe they went and installed one on my home and then started charging me more to have it. This is, and again, the old meter was there one day. We were away, come back, and there's a smart meter on there. In Illinois, they arrested a housewife who showed up to say, no, you're not putting that on the house. She wouldn't let them in. They arrested her. And this has been a fight across North America, and I do understand a lot of the concerns on this.
One of the big concerns is the information that can be collected by modern appliances that have smart chip technology. In Germany, there's a huge pushback against this, because people have found out what the utility companies want to do is open up a new revenue stream by gathering information about our homes, what material we use, what appliances we use, when we use them, and then on-sell that information to manufacturers and on-sell that information to technology companies. And basically they want to find out how we live, what we do. They can tell how many people are in your house, They can tell a whole lot about the way we live. It's a privacy issue, and what gives the utility company the right to take that information and then on-sell it at a profit. There's a huge privacy issue here.
And here's the other privacy issue. When we moved into our home about a year and a half ago, there was a strange thermostat on the wall. And we called up because we couldn't figure out how to regulate it. It would go up and down, and we didn't set it. And we called and we said, what's going on with this? Oh, well, you've signed up for a program that allows us to control your thermostat.
Was that news to you?
It was news to us. It was the previous homeowner that had. My wife ripped it out of the wall promptly at that point, and I spent the evening installing a new one. But I think that part of what they want to be able to do with smart meters is shut down your power if they think that you're using too much. Regulate how much power you can use. It'll no longer be just a case of you used X amount of power, pay your bill. It'll be, we know what's better for you. We think that we can control your home better than you can.
And that's the Big Brother element. And what is really stinks for a lot of people, you have to pay more eventually not to have this service. This is like a standover operation. It's something the mafia would run, is if you don't pay up money, we're going to keep punishing you and punishing you. I mean, I'm laughing as I'm saying it, but it's very serious. And this, kudos to Mr. Irwin. He's had enough. And he said to me, he said, why don't more people fight this? Why aren't more people angry about this? And he uses the example of Big Brother. Well, it's a pretty strong example of Big Brother. We're meant to do what we're told and suck it up and just get on with it. But Mr. Russell Irwin, a former Canadian tanker, is not going to do that.
All right, Simon, thanks for bringing us the story. We'll chat again soon.
We will.
Share your thoughts on Facebook. Let us know what you think of this. Is Mr. Irwin onto something? What are your thoughts on smart meters? Facebook.com, punch in byline or my name.